Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming. We're going to get started. My name's Brian Rosenblum.
And I'm Sarah Bishop.
And we're the co-directors of the Institute for Digital Research in the Humanities, and it's our pleasure to welcome you to our 9th annual Digital Humanities Forum, Bodies, Justice, Futures. We want to give an especially warm welcome to our out-of-town visitors. We have people traveling to us from Spain, from Mexico, from both coasts, and from many places in between. And we want to give a warm welcome to all the colleagues from regional institutions from Colorado, Missouri, Oklahoma, Nebraska, as well as our fellow Kansas schools, Haskell Indian Nations University, Baker University, Emporia State, and Fort Hays State. So we're really happy to have you all here today and over the next 2 days. The Institute for Digital Research in the Humanities, IDRH, was founded in 2010 and is committed to supporting faculty and graduate students as they use computing technology to advance humanistic scholarship. One of the main ways we do this is through this annual forum, which is designed to showcase cutting-edge digital humanities research, share digital humanities knowledge, and build a digital humanities community across disciplines and institutions among faculty, staff, students, and inclusive of all who wish to participate. Before we get into the nitty-gritty details of our program, it's our honor to welcome Interim Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor of the University of Kansas, Dr. Carl Lechwe, to the stage. Prior to joining KU, Professor Lechwe was a professor of psychology and associate dean of research for the College of Behavioral and Social Sciences at the University of Maryland. During his time as dean of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences here at KU and now as interim provost, he has been a supporter of interdisciplinary thought, cutting-edge research, and innovative ways of bringing technology and the hard sciences into conversation with the arts and humanities. So we could not be more honored to have him here to kick off our conference today. Thanks so much, Provost Lechwe.
I actually haven't had someone refer to me as professor in a long time. It like melted my heart. It was so, it was so nice. I've been interim provost for almost a year and a half at this point, and so I don't actually remember much of anything anymore after that. But prior to that role, I was dean of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences here at KU, and the Institute and Digital Humanities has always been an area that I truly support and feel very strongly about, and feel that we have a unique voice and opportunity here at this university to not only build in what we're doing with digital humanities, but also to do it in a way that allows space for voices that have been traditionally marginalized and voices that, quite frankly, we just haven't heard. And I think we are in a special place here at the university to really do something in that regard. What I like about this conference is that it always is interdisciplinary in ways that other things that say they're disciplinary should be quite jealous. We bring everything from the arts all the way through the sciences, but it is all in the spirit of bringing out what we appreciate and love about the humanities. Over the next coming days, what I'm excited about this particular conference on Bodies, Justice, and Futures is kind of what I mentioned before, that I believe this is an opportunity at our university to bring space to voices that traditionally haven't been heard. At this conference, there'll be sessions on Indigenous language activism, the Black imagination, algorithmic governance and bias in machine learning. And I have to say, when I first read that the first time, my first impulse was, I was very proud that I was like, oh, I understand what that means. And then I was like, oh, but that's terrible. You just think that would be a space where we would be able to get beyond things like bias. But obviously, even with artificial intelligence, it always starts with our own worst human inclinations, and so that I think it's really valuable to think about something where we may not think about what the impact is. Other important session on migration and mobility, gender, sexuality, and technology, and archival justice, along with a digital showcase that highlights digital projects, installations, and performances. In terms of our keynote speakers, we are always very fortunate to have really great leaders in the area coming to the university. I think as Brian said, the extensive range of where folks have come from to be here at KU today is very exciting for us, and I think gives us some more opportunities to build on. The presenters are presenting some amazing research, but I also want to just stop for a second and talk about our digital humanities team. You are not an overly funded group. I feel as standing up here, I am somewhat responsible for that. And that is something we have to take ownership for here at the university. If we value things, we have to find more ways to support them. And so I appreciate being here today to be able to kind of take that ownership and hopefully that with our new director of the Hall Center that we will be able to start talking about ways, particularly in the directions that this conference is moving us in. I believe there are lots of opportunities for outside funding, but also many opportunities for ways where there are things and goals and priorities within the diversity, equity, and inclusion space that this work fits perfectly with. So I realize everyone will remember what I'm saying, but I want to put that out there and I don't normally do this, but I do think this is an area that we have to invest more in, and I hope this conference can be part of the push this year to do that. So, I want to also talk about the fact that what is nice about this work, and particularly the folks working on digital humanities at the university, is we have a lot of emerging scholars, and that's going to be incredibly important as we think about where this field is going. The conference is supportive and accessible of students. We know many conferences aren't, and sometimes students are not as included, and I think the organizers have done a great job with that. And I'm looking forward to 2 fantastic student paper awards of $500 each. So thank you for everyone who's put so much work into this, and I hope that we can look back on today as a time where we not just had great things going on here, but also found some ways to pivot towards building even more so in what we're doing in this space. So thank you, and have a great conference.
Great. Thank you so much, Provost and Professor Lechwe. As we mentioned previously, the theme of our forum this year is Bodies, Justice, Futures. With this theme, we hope to stimulate discussion about relationships between technologies and human experience, and to inspire participants to think about the social context of digital knowledge production with an eye towards building towards just futures for individual and collective bodies around the globe. Our call for participation attracted a really wide variety of great submissions, which we have organized into this multi-day program, featuring different events and sessions, as the Provost just mentioned. 6 panel sessions addressing topics of borderland identities, mobility, migration, archival justice, gender, sexuality, and technology, surveillance technologies, and race. A digital showcase highlighting interactive digital projects, installations, video games, performances, and film screenings. 2 pre-forum workshops yesterday. Thank you to Taylor Vinson and Julian Chambliss for your great sessions. And 1 post-forum workshop on Saturday at the Lawrence Public Library. A reception this afternoon at the Spencer Museum of Art in conjunction with their fall 2019 exhibition, Knowledges, and our 3 wonderful keynote speakers. So we really have a great program. We're looking forward to the next couple of days of presentations, conversations, and making connections. So before we begin, a couple or a few thank yous. As Matt Gold, the president of the Association for Computing in the Humanities, has said, conferences are a kind of care work. They build communities that are essential for the kind of collaboration and support that digital humanities research requires. And we're really proud of the evolution of the DH Forum here at Kansas over the past 9 years. When we started, I think we had, our first one had maybe 6 presentations. 6 or 8 presentations. This year we have our highest registration numbers ever. We have 140 people registered. We have over 30 presenters. So we're really thrilled with the way it's connected KU scholars with each other and with the wider community, given students and faculty at KU and beyond a chance to showcase and discuss their work, and help shape conversations in the wider DH community. This forum could not have been realized without the support, hard work, and the real care of so many people and units. Too many to name individually, but we do want to give a shout out to a few important groups. So first of all, to our stakeholders, the KU Libraries, the Hall Center for the Humanities, and the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences for their long-term ongoing support and guidance of IDRH. For our 2019 forum sponsors, this year we have the financial and logistical support of over 27 different units at KU, which I find just amazing. We're really grateful for all the financial support. It enables us to provide you with your free lunch today and with our keynotes, bringing in our keynote speakers. And you'll see a slideshow throughout the conference listing our forum sponsors. Our very smart, very hardworking conference planning committee committee members, so graduate students, faculty, and librarians listed here and in your program. Everyone did a great job over many months of planning, all aspects of the forum, from drafting the call for papers to putting signs up this morning in the hallways. Everyone exemplified the best kind of care work. Everyone has been really interested in making this a high quality and welcoming event. And it's always a pleasure to work with everybody. So thank you all to the program committee. The Burge Union and KU Catering, we've worked with the union since our first conference. They have these new fantastic conference facilities, great food service, and make organizing an event always really easy. We want to thank them this year especially for providing us with a catering grant to help cover some of the lunch expenses. Let me move here. John Rinnert and Neil Rasmussen of the Media Production Studio, who are working the cameras in the back. They're your go-to people for event recording and video services. The Spencer Museum of Art, who is, in addition to being a sponsor, they're hosting our reception this evening. And finally, thank you to all the KU libraries and other volunteers who are helping out at the registration desk, timekeeping, moderating sessions, or working behind the scenes in other ways. So thank you to everybody, and maybe we can give everyone a hand.
Okay, and this is the part where I interrupt Brian to thank Brian for being the most wonderful co-director ever. He's fantastic. He's, of course, been with IDRH since the beginning. None of this would be possible without him. He is just has so much faith in the power of digital humanities and the good it can do. So I know all of you know and love him, so let's give a big thank you to Brian.
From the beginning, the forum has encouraged participation by student scholars, and you'll see several of them on the program today and tomorrow. We encourage and recognize student scholarship through the awarding of an annual Best Student Submission selected by the Planning Committee and based on the quality, originality, and clarity of the proposal, along with its alignment with the DH Forum theme and expected future impact. There were a lot of high-quality student submissions this year, and we want to thank every single student who submitted and who is presenting here. This year, we're pleased to recognize 2 student submissions, 1 undergraduate submission and 1 graduate submission. Each author will receive a stipend of $500, which we hope goes some way towards covering their expenses to attend this event. So I'm really pleased to announce our student paper awards. For undergraduate paper, Leah Yen, for her paper, Digital Syria, Decolonizing Digital Texts of the Syrian Refugee Crisis Through Hypermediated Reading and Design. And Ali Martin, Long Live Chocolate City, Sonic Justice in a Gentrifying DC. You'll be able to hear Leah's paper later this morning and Ali's paper tomorrow morning. So let's give a round of applause to our student presenters. So thanks again to everybody. We're excited to see you all. We hope you have a great conference. Look forward to talking to you over the next couple days.